been here for the wins. But there's been plenty of failures too. I've been cut from the teams, pushed to the side, told I needed to fit in, or I wasn't gonna make it.
Yes, man! What the rock?
For decades, the world has known him as the unstoppable force, the smiling giant. The man who turned his muscles into a global empire. But behind the billion-dollar grin of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson lies a side of the story most people never hear. And today, we are going to open that door. This is the dark truth behind The Rock. You see, Dwayne Johnson built his identity on being superhuman, the guy who wakes up earlier than you, works harder than you, and never, ever complains. But every perfect image has its cracks, and Johnson's began to show when whispers started leaking out from behind Hollywood's closed doors. Whispers that suggested the superstar people adored might not be the superstar people imagined. It started with a film called Red One, a fun holiday blockbuster, at least from the outside. But inside the production, something else entirely. Crew members claimed Johnson regularly showed up on set hours late, sometimes so late that entire scenes had to be rewritten and millions of dollars were lost. Others claimed something even stranger, that Johnson avoided walking to the restroom and instead relieved himself into water bottles during filming days. Bizarre, unusual, and definitely not what you expect from Hollywood's most beloved gentle giant. When confronted, Johnson denied the extreme lateness, but admitted that yes, the bottle stories, those were true.
I just realized you just saw my big bottle of pee. Look, I go hardcore when I train. I don't have time to go to the bathroom. I find a bottle, I pee in it, and I keep training like a beast. This November, USDNA, get ready.
The public laughed it off, but insiders didn't. Because if the allegations were real, they revealed a superstar who knew he was powerful enough to bend the rules. But the controversies didn't stop on movie sets. In 2020, Dwayne Johnson stepped into the political arena, endorsing a presidential candidate for the first time in his life, a move that shook his massive fan base and split them down the middle. What happened next was unexpected. Johnson later revealed that stepping into politics caused something he didn't anticipate. He regretted making a public endorsement.
Years ago with Biden was one I thought was the best decision for me at that time. And I thought back then, when we talk about, hey, I'm in this position where I have some influence. Am I going to do that again this year? That answer's no.
He felt it damaged the unity of his own audience, and maybe even his brand. For a man built on universal appeal, division was the one thing he couldn't afford. And then there are the questions no one can avoid forever. Questions about his near impossible physique and whether it was achieved naturally. For years, speculation has hovered around him like a silent shadow. Bodybuilders, experts, and fans have debated whether the world's most famous muscle icon had help.
And so is it possible that The Rock is just not telling us the full story? That he's actually sick?
Johnson has never admitted to anything. No proof has ever emerged, but the whispers continue, because legends always attract shadows. Dwayne Johnson is not just a man. He is a global product, carefully sculpted, beautifully packaged, and relentlessly marketed. But products are not perfect. People are not perfect. And maybe the real dark truth is this. Behind the biggest smiles often hide the biggest pressures. Behind the strongest bodies often hide the weakest moments. And behind a billion-dollar empire often hides a human being simply holding everything together. So the next time you see The Rock, the hero, the icon, the legend, remember, even the strongest giants cast the longest shadows. And sometimes what hides inside that shadow is far more interesting than the man standing in the light.